Hello, and welcome everyone to our special Equinox live stream. It's wonderful to be here with you today. Please go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from today. The equinox is a time of reset and balance, inviting us to find internal balance within. In the Northern Hemisphere, it signals the arrival of spring, while in the Southern Hemisphere, it's welcoming fall. Wherever you find yourself today, I hope this equinox will bring abundant blessings into your life. And as we come together today from different corners of the earth, let's celebrate this shared moment of transition and welcome the changes it brings into our lives. We will continue this momentum into the next 2 months with some exciting programming. For those of you who are called to train or called to strengthen your training, we are starting the Earth Keepers Pathway again in April. And in May, we're exploring a new country remotely. The Colombia Remote Expedition allows you to tap into the energies of the country of Colombia without ever leaving your home. We will explore many sites of energetic significance together, and whether you're just starting to understand Earth grid work or you've been practicing with us as Earth Keepers in service, something special awaits you. We'll put links in the chats to join us for you now, as well as at the end of the transmission. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to hearing what Asil and the guides will share with us in today's Equinox Portal transmission. And I know you are too. So I will now hand you over to Asil, who will say a few words before we begin our transmission.
Hello and welcome. Greetings to all of you from across the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for choosing to join in this special moment on this special day. The equinox, the spring equinox for us, has always signified a moment of balance that the earth represents between light and dark. Maybe we have recognized that the duality that exists outside also exists within us. That this moment that the earth represents and the change of seasons is a moment to reflect, contemplate, and recognize where we have been out of balance within the light and dark within us, where we have gone through seasons and are reminded of a moment of reconciliation towards balance, towards alignment. In many cultures, in many traditions, ranging from Latin America through the Middle East, all the way to Asia, Japan, as well as in the pagan or Wiccan cultures in Europe, the equinox has represented an important moment and celebrated in different ways. Yes, it is recognizable that there is a change, a moment of equilibrium that is occurring, and for thousands of years, significant sites, sacred sites, archaeological wonders of ancient civilizations, attuned to this perfect alignment, the exact moment where the earth is in balance, It is a recognition of the completion of winter for us and of summer for others. The opening of a new beginning. The opportunity for transformation. What we recognize outside, what the earth, nature represents and presents to us, by example, we can now live as well. We're inspired, motivated, and driven by what we see. And no greater example than nature in this way, as we have always followed nature's direction and guidance. It is also a moment to recognize that there is a great need for balance within us as individuals and as humanity. The imbalances that we carry within us from our past into the present create turmoil, first within us and then manifested into the reality that we live. Therefore, while we are intending a celebration, we're also intending a completion of cycles of suffering, a completion of cycles of realizations. And every realization that occurs within every individual impacts the collective. Therefore, we are not powerless. We as individuals across the planet coming together in our own circles, in many circles across the planet on this day, synchronizing, attuning, aligning, entering in expanded states of consciousness, maybe even holding this alignment together for the benefit of the entire collective. And you may call it a prayer for peace. And you may call it an intention for transformation. However you call it, it is the alignment within you. It is the gathering, the congregation of many across the planet that uniquely establishes a field, a frequency that we resonate out across the planet for change, for transformation. And we do this in a way without necessarily going too much into our heads, too much into a mental space of evaluation, of interpretation, of judgment. We try to hold a neutrality. We try to hold a frequency that can embrace all of humanity, that can embrace every single individual. In order to hold this kind of unconditional love, we are supported by the earth itself. We are supported by higher planes of consciousness. We are supported by the unconditional love of creation that moves through this existence and provides for this human experience. So a certain unconditionality is already within us, and we are recipients of it. Now, when we become aware that we are unconditionally receiving, that we are unconditionally loved, maybe we can embody that unconditional love. We can hold that unconditional love. We can be vessels for that unconditional love as individuals and as a community. We can expand that unconditional love with our presence. We can envelop the entire earth and all of humanity, all living beings, with that unconditional love. And we may not be always able to hold that in the face of personal, in the face of societal, global challenges. It is easy to fall back into a dualistic experience. It is easy to fall into judgment. Yet here we are as a community congregating. Here we are trusting that this alignment in us can truly serve us, our lives, our loved ones, our communities, our cities, our countries, our societies, our earth, our humanity. Therefore, we are part of that solution. We are an important key to this transformational process. In the work that we do within Evolution 1, an important aspect is to recognize that we are energetic beings having a human experience. And as energetic beings, we learn to expand our awareness and sensitivity to the energy that moves through us, to the capacity of energy we hold, and in the way this energy translates into thought, emotional experience, and physical experience, into action. And we become more aware of this movement of energy into its translation into the human form and experience. Through practice, we expand our capacity of how much energy and how it moves through us to create every cell in our body, to create thoughts, to create emotions, and to create actions, to create a reality that we live. So energy translates eventually into reality. And we are in the middle of that in our receptivity, in our translation, and in our projection of that reality. Greater awareness leads to greater alignment, leads to greater capacity, and leads to greater power to create reality. How do we want to direct this awareness, this capacity, and this power into the world? What is our soul's greatest desire of the reality that we want to create? And the more alignment you hold, the more you will recognize that the soul's greatest desire is to provide for that unconditional love, to provide for the purest energy for transformation and evolution, to provide for the energy so that cycles of realization can complete. This is the journey that we are on together. Part of that journey requires practice. Part of that journey requires dedication, devotion. And we may have all our different ways of doing that. Yet we also, as a community, have formalized ways of supporting individuals like yourselves, the many thousands of people around the world, to follow structured paths, structured steps to develop into more aligned, more empowered humans, becoming pillars of light as well as becoming earth keepers. We also witness and recognize that the earth as a conscious being holds an energetic grid. This energetic grid holds a frequency that impacts places, regions, and the entire planet. We as humans can impact the reality within us and the reality outside of us. This is a power that we have forgotten and that we are remembering. Today is a good day to remember. Today is a good day to reactivate. Today is a good day to empower together and to hold that field for all of humanity, for the earth itself. To feel what it feels like when the earth finds its balance in the light and dark, to feel what it feels like when we find our balance of light and dark within. And maybe this is the greatest aspiration for those that are going through change, through evolution, to find balance within. No matter the challenges that we see, that we witness, no matter the suffering that we see, no matter the challenges we hold in our lives, the loved ones that we have, the energetic field of our homes, of our cities, of our countries, of our communities, it always starts with us. It is easy to recognize the problems outside, the imbalances, the destruction outside of us. It is easy to point the finger and say, well, if only someone else would change, everything would be better. But the truth is, no matter how hard we try to change others, no matter how hard we try to make others believe in what we believe in, to force others into our ways, how well has it gone for humanity? We have certainly had many learnings along the way, and we are still learning. Yet to redirect that focus internally, to recognize that we are the only ones that we can truly, in the highest leverage, change and influence. That this redirection of self is not an ignorance of the outside. It is a doubling down on what we want to see outside. That the refocusing on self is not a redirection of our love, care, and compassion for others, but it is understanding that with the love, care, and compassion for self, the care, love and compassion for others multiplies, expands, and is consistently fueled. When love is inside, only love can come out. When there is a balance and alignment internally, only balanced and aligned actions can result. Everything else requires more internal alignment, more love for self, more compassion for the imbalances we hold. And even that journey, even that recognition, we don't enter with judgment, we enter with compassion. We enter it knowing that we do not know anything. Entering into that journey knowing that we trust, that we surrender. To this love that moves through us unconditionally. So we can be true recipients of that love. So we can be vessels of that love. So we can be transmitters of that love. And maybe as we aspire towards balance within, we start to see balance outside of us. As we aspire towards balance within us, maybe others seek our advice, our presence, our perspective, our guidance. And then we can choose to be in service in humble ways and serve in selfless ways to amplify that alignment, that balance we found into the world, into this reality, across the planet, across the earth. Thank you all for being here, for being part of this intentional setting to find balance and alignment, to be vessels, to be transmitters of an alignment, of a balance, and of an unconditional love. Blessings to all of you. I will now invite in the Elohim for a transmission and for energetic alignments to support us in our journey so we can support the entire world, humanity, in its journey. Greetings. We are Elohim. You are a representation, a representative of the human consciousness collective. You are an individualized human experience, a world and a universe of perspective, of reality, of truth lives within you. This is your inner world. It is your inner universe of reality. In your evolutionary process, you expand your awareness, your understanding, and your recognition of this inner world, of this inner universe. You recognize the truth you hold, not just in the moments of thought, emotion, or physical experience, but an expanded awareness recognizes the universal truth you hold. This universal truth is shaped by all of the experiences you have had. It is shaped by the experiences of your soul that you have had in lifetimes prior to this incarnation. It is shaped by the experiences of your ancestors and the lineages you derive from. It is shaped by the beliefs, conditions of society that you have been part of. Your inner world, your inner truth has been shaped and formed, most of which has been shaped unconsciously, without your full awareness. Yet here you are, living life based on that which has been shaped within you, witnessing reality, evaluating, assessing, and acting on this reality that is consistently evaluated against your inner truth that you may be aware or not aware of. Our guidance and assistance for you is to expand that awareness of your inner reality, of your inner truth, to recognize in all the ways this internal world has been shaped, to recognize in the way that the shaping of this internal world projects into the external world and shapes your external reality. And here you have a recursive, multi-generational, multi-civilization internal worlds of billions of individuals and souls projecting their truth and reality into the creation of an external, co-created reality. A dance of incomplete learnings from within to the manifestation of these learnings to recognize and remember, to bring forth to attention that which requires greater learning, realization, and completion. Cycles incomplete within manifest to be completed externally. This way of learning has been brought to humanity and has served humanity to this point. This way of learning will still remain available to you. Yet, with expanded awareness of the reality of your inner construct, of your inner world, with the expanded awareness of understanding the incomplete realizations of yourself, and the opportunities to come to realization without manifesting into the external reality, is an opportunity to change that which is emergent from you and your contribution and creation into the projected reality that is co-created by all of humanity. Your projection capacity and that which you project into reality shifts. As you expand your awareness, as you expand your capacity, as you expand your alignment, you start to become a projector of alignment. A greater sense of trust, a greater sense of love for self and this human experience emerges, naturally extending to all humans, naturally extending to all of creation. Yet it is this inner world, it is this inner universe that is within you that requires greater attention, exploration, and transformation. The choice is yours. It always was. It always will be. Your attention is the energy you direct to whichever you choose. In this moment, we are reminding you of the possibilities you have and to see additional options of how to apply your energy, your time, your love, and your attention. Yet it is brought to you as an option. It is brought to you as a choice that will bring empowerment to your experience as human. It is brought to you as a possibility to evolve and to bring forth evolution and to others. Yet how you will choose will not be judged. How you will choose does not make you a better or worse human. The choices are equally weighed. This may be difficult to embrace and accept as a human on an awakening journey, recognizing the mistakes, the flaws, the destructive powers you have wielded in the ways you have fueled your own shadows as an individual or as a collective. Yet here you are, before us, before yourselves, held in love, without judgment, without evaluation, without weighing your past actions, conscious or unconscious. How does it feel to be loved unconditionally? Does it allow you to love yourself unconditionally? Does compassion extend to compassion to yourself? Do you embody the recognition of self as you are being recognized? And as this transmission enters, establishes in this field of connection and congregation across the planet, as this field aligns humans across the planet, as this field provides for this unconditional love across the planet, do you allow yourself to become an extension of exactly that? What limitations do you remain holding on to? What challenges, mental, emotional constructs remain? What principles, what judgments, what traumas identify who you are that have restricted who you can be? And do you find yourself in a place of readiness to extend beyond that which has held you in cycles of continuous learning? Are you willing to accelerate this transformation? Are you willing to release that which you have attached yourself so significantly in order to uphold this inner world of yours? These are questions for you to explore, yet not mentally, with your entire being. Let them resonate across all aspects of your being. Let them challenge the status quo. Let them break the alignment and reestablish a new, even stronger alignment. And you will recognize that balance is a natural extension and byproduct of internal alignment and realignment. That even with the seasons of life, the seasons of earth, the seasons of humanity's explorations, you can choose alignment and you can aspire, you can practice, you can live towards greater alignment within, knowing that this greater alignment within will extend into greater alignment outside, manifested into the world. That this alignment within will shape the way you see the external reality and the way you project into the reality as part of your co creation, as part of your gift to the world and to the evolution of consciousness, to the evolution of humanity. It is time for all of you to consider this evolutionary process, for all of you to find greater alignment, for all of you to embody this power. Many gatherings across this planet, many communities in prayer, many communities in deep intention, many communities in contemplation, and many communities in survival. Every human holds their unique experience in the way they are capable to hold. This is an opportunity and a privilege to expand the way you can hold your moment and your human experience. This is the moment to recognize for all of you that have gathered here that you do have choice. Thank you for listening to our words. Thank you for considering this version of reality to elevate your path forward as a human aligned, as a human evolved, as a human in service. We will now commence with the energetic alignments to support your path and the path of human evolution on Earth. In conscious awareness, you hold yourself in this alignment. In conscious awareness, you hold yourself in this field. Many individuals across this planet holding a field of alignment for all of humanity, for all of life, for this human experience itself. Thank you for receiving this work. This transmission is complete. Thank you all for joining, for allowing yourself to be seen this way, for allowing yourself to experience this perspective, this energy, for allowing yourself to be attuned, aligned, and supported, to be allowing yourself to evolve and to enter into deeper alignment, to enter into deeper service. Thank you all, from my heart to your heart, across the planet, and to all of the hearts of this world. Blessings to you on this spring equinox, or fall equinox for others. Blessings.
Welcome back, everyone. Take time to return your awareness back to your physical body and surroundings. Perhaps bringing your attention to your breath, noticing the way it moves in and out. Bringing your attention to the room or space you're in. Bringing your attention to your physical body. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. We thank you for joining this Equinox transmission. If you feel inspired to continue the journey with us, our Earth Keepers Level 2 course is starting in just a few weeks on April 14th. Through this 3-week live online course, you will expand your consciousness, deepen your connection to the Earth, and support the energetic transformation of our planet. This course also prepares you for Level 3, where you will be initiated by Elohim as an Earth Keeper in service in the fall. If you haven't completed the precursor to the Earth Keeper's Pathway Foundations, there is still time to catch up, as Foundations is now offered on demand. We'll put links in the chat for you now. We're also very excited to share that in May, we will host our Colombia Remote Expedition. There are countless sacred sites around the world calling for activation and support, far more than any of us could visit in person. Remote expeditions allow us to answer this call and to make this sacred work accessible to everyone called to serve, regardless of where they are in the world. From the comfort of your home, you'll contribute your unique frequency to the collective field and be part of a global community united in purpose. This will be an online 8-day expedition, and we hope to see many of you there with us online. We'll put the sign-up link in the chat for you now as well. Be gentle with yourself the next couple of hours if you can. If possible, create space to be with yourself to get the most out of this experience. If you're required to move back into your day, try to bring the energy and mindfulness with you as you interact with the world. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for contributing your time and your beautiful presence. I feel the light emanating from within each of you, and it fills my heart with joy. Take care, and we'll see you next time.